Hey, hello everybody, this is Solus44 and welcome back to another Aldermont's 10. Today we are going to correctly fix my tree farm. Um, I've seen videos. I am probably the only one I've seen doing this, because everybody else went ahead and was already farther advanced in their playthrough in Aldermont's 10 than they really needed to be. And I think that's because people are afraid of integrated dynamics. And I can prove that because I don't see anybody either running my type of storage system either. It's all applied energistics, which I think is, a little bit played out. But it was a player that I've been around since, well, 1.02. I don't know, way back a long time when modded first, just a little bit. It was already going a little bit, but very early on. Um, so here's my fix for the tree farm. Now, the simple clicker from Just Dire Things, I don't know if it's a mistake or if it was meant to be, it could only do a certain number of things. But in the last episode, at the very end, you might notice that the simple clicker would not use a chopping item to break a block. It would hit it once and it would stop. So I don't know if that's a mistake. I apologize for being invisible, but it is what it is. So here's my fix for that. Now, you're going to have to wait until you have a few ender pearls in order for this to work, but you're going to need to make a player simulator. Okay, so let me show you that. Player simulator. Can I really not type today? Play, platter. It's player simulator. All right, now, it's not easy to make if you're not familiar, but you're going to end up making at least I would make a handful of these logic directors, which in order if you need to get those, you're going to need pop chorus fruit or proto chorus fruit, and that's what I used, which is just ender pearls and mineral berries. You put that in your squeezer, which doesn't take much RF, gives you crystallized chorus and liquid chorus, which then of course putting in a drying basin will get you even more crystallized chorus. All right, so that's solved. Your item exporter, item interface, more mineral, tree, and just some logs to make any kind of chest to work. So there's your item importer, world item, then world item importer, exporter, importer. You get the idea. World block importer. Now these are a little bit more. They're a diamond pickaxe each, along with item importer. Makes sense? Same thing. Item exporter. Okay. Now, these in themselves are actually really useful items for integrated dynamics. We're not going to cover that today, but those are from integrated tunnels, and hmm, it allows you to make some very interesting effects take place, like in the world. Okay. In other words, it drops items in, pulls items out of the world. Okay. You get the idea. Yeah, items and blocks. Now, the player simulator. Let's go over what I did with the player simulator. You're going to need a portable project programmer. I am not doing anything difficult. Okay. I'm not doing anything complicated. I am not programming the end of the world. Okay. I'm not that good at this. And we're not going to be using the dire items either. So there are multiple ways you could do this. Um, using a variable card, which is just look at this, just some crystallized mineral and paper. Those are very, very beginning of the game available items. I got away from the wall so I could stop hearing that sound. Now, you're going to want to choose the item that you want to use to break your trees. Zycraft accelerated planters, also pretty easy to make, but it could be on regular grass or regular dirt. Um, so if you just type planter, I mean, you could use you could use this accelerated planter, which is just a piece of dirt, some kivi, water, and these green crystals. It's in a machine base. Very beginning of the game. very beginning of the game, you can make this planner. I only made the planner because I had it already, and why not just go ahead and use it? You know, there's no reason not to. I don't see a reason to let an item that I made go to waste. And I honestly don't have really good use for it otherwise. In other words, I'm just going to use it, and it's good for a show. So why not? Okay. The next thing we're going to do once we have the integrated tunnel, this player simulator, is you're going to put down a basic cable. Heck, I'll show you how it's done. All right. We're going to take our chest, place our chest down. You just need an inventory slot of some kind. This could actually, I think, be a drawer. Anything that can hold an item inside of it. Because what you're going to do is you're going to put the item interface onto that. Well, at least pointed towards it. You're going to use a logic cable, and that is now considered, according to integrated dynamics, it's a network. Simple. Place your player interface right here, your player simulator right here. Now this is so powerful. It is so powerful. It can do anything that a player can do with an item. And so whatever item goes inside this chest here, or items, you can make it so that it interacts with it. Now this, the item interface, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn the zombie off right now. No more zombie sounds. That's annoying. So this cable can interface, this little item interface here can mess around with various different priorities, channels. I'm not changing anything. It's just going to look for this saw, and it's going to look for the name Obsidian Saw. Okay, and how we do that is we open up the portable logic programmer, which is actually, shoot, I didn't show you how to make it either. Let's show you how to make that. So in order to make it, it's just a block of mineral and a crafting table. Makes a logic programmer. You can leave it laying on the ground or whatever. I just put it in a crafting grid one more time. It becomes a portable one. Yeah, I mean, you can't get much easier than that. Next thing you're going to do, take your blank variable card and choose inside your variable programmer the thing you want to look for. Now, you could look for a list, so you can make a list. And in order, you could then put in all your different types of saws, your different types of items. You could put in all kinds of different things inside this list, and then that item variable card will then look for any of those items and then perform the function that you're going to tell it to do. So for this demonstration, we're just going to use this most simple thing we have, and this obsidian saw. And the reason for it is because I have 2,546 durability on this thing, and it's not enchanted or anything like that. So if you get an unbreakable tool that does the thing that you want it to do, you could use that, right? So you can have an infinite tree farm with an unbreakable tool. I don't have one yet. But the saw from Silent Gear has a special function. And that special function is that it can break a tree that is fully grown by breaking any of the blocks in that tree. To give you a demonstration of that. Now, here's the one thing that I don't care for, is that if it's a really tall tree, it does, for some reason, even though this mod pack has a leaf decay type function in it, it still misses. It still misses, even though look, if you look, the wood is gone. It doesn't know. And I don't know if that's just I think that's whatever it is that breaks the leaves isn't been verified, but it still works. I mean, it breaks them all. So the wood's gone. So it's going to slow it down a little bit, but if you wanted to, you could set it up so that hey, go in there. There it goes. I'm having some lag. Like a lot of lag, actually. And you could set it up so that it could break the leaves too. You could have a whole bunch of the different things on this setup. I'm just doing the most simple version. So my placement system is going to be a modular router with a placer module onto this. To example, I put in a tree, it plants a tree. Okay. Now, the only issue that I'm going to have is telling it to not break the sapling. Okay. So that's going to be the thing I'm going to work on next, but I wanted to show you how I'm going to fix this. Since I found out how to get it to work, it does work. I'm going to let this tree grow, actually, and show you the programming. So you take your variable card, you're going to place it inside here. You're going to tell it item. Actually, you're going to want to say what you want it first. You can say block, item, whatever these that you want to do, list, etc. Right? So let's make a new one. It's now going to look like this white color because I'm in the item. I'm selected item. Okay, item. And I'm going to tell it to use the saw. Now, if you look, it says item type, obsidian saw. Very simple. There's nothing special about it. We're going to place that, and you just put it in the you call it the same item. So this is click item in the item area variable card. Type says item. So you just put it in the corresponding slot. And if it's correct, or it will function in that slot, it'll give you a little green check mark. Now, there is no item in here that says obsidian saw. So anything I put in here, it doesn't know what it is. So it's not going to use it on this until I put the right item in. But we got to make sure we're checking some other things. The properties. So we're going to click the plus button. And now we're going to tell it what we want it to do. Now, the channel is if there's multiples, so I can make a whole row of these, that kind of thing, or if it's on a different channel, use this one from that one. It gets complicated, but we're not making it complicated. Don't touch anything. Round robin, I just leave it unchecked. Blacklist, I leave it unchecked. Craft, no, we're not trying to craft anything. Now, this says right click. Are we trying to right click the item or are we trying to left click? Well, we're trying to left click because we're trying to attack the item or attack with the item, right? So we're going to say uncheck. So now it's left-handed. It's simple, or it's left click. And the reason why I make that assumption is because then you have a checkbox here for right hand or left hand. Now your left hand is your offhand in the game, so we're going to make sure we're using the right hand. Continuous click, yes, or if you wanted to do it just once. I don't know why you would do it just once. Sneak click, nope. Check stack, nope. Check MBT, nope. We don't care about the MBT on this thing. Otherwise, as soon as it gets used, it's then going to have a different MBT than the original, so it will stop working. Transfer rate, don't even worry about transfer because it's not transferring anything. Offset. Now this is where you get to tell it where to go. I don't move it, but you could actually make it work in a different spot than what it is. We're not going to do that though. So none of these items made any effect because they're not matching that card. And this is still unchanged. Place this inside. And as you can see, it is now breaking the tree, the log, and it broke all the pieces. Simple as that. Now we have a basic tree farm pretty much set up. The only thing we need to do now is to figure out how to collect the trees and where to put them. Or well, where the truck to collect the logs and where to put them, right? So we're going to place another modular router down. And we're going to say we want to send. Oh, it's saying out of range. So let's get a range upgrade. Pretty easy. Range upgrade. Now this wouldn't be a problem if I wasn't far away from the location where I'm going to put this. But I've already set up a little small collection area downstairs in my storage area. So that way I can store the items without having to do some crazy stuff. This range upgrade, I mean, it's 1 block per augment. We're going to check. Oh, it says it's still out of range. That's okay. Let's move it a little bit closer and we'll see if we can get this modular. Because what we're going to do is we're going to collect it up with a collection system and just put it inside wirelessly. Why don't we get it a little closer? We can put more. I believe we can go up to, how many can we go up to? Oh, it's still inside of it, huh? Okay. How many can it go into it? I don't know. I can make the upgrade a little bit wider, longer. The sending unit, it says range of 28. So I know that I'm going to probably need to, oh heck, I guess we're going to have to go ahead and make this look a little better. All right, for demonstration purposes, we're going to have to do this. We'll place it here. I'm going to place this in there. Hit the C button, open this up. This has been pre-done. It now reaches, which I thought it would have reached to the location without that problem, but okay, it can reach it. Okay, we're going to use this collector from Zycraft Machines, but you could use a collector augment. You could use various collectors. There's a whole lot of collectors inside here. It's just basically we're going to tell it, hey, we want these items to go in. I don't know where it's going. Were those just disappearing? Well, it maybe has an internal buffer. In that case, no problem. Let's create a puller. Right, simple puller, piston, blank module. I needed that for a quest anyway. All right, and now we're going to tell it to also pull. You can give it a whole bunch of different functions. Hit the C button, and we want to pull from the up direction. Is it going to pull it? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. I've never used this puller, this deal. I guess that's a filter. I'm just going to, for the sake of testing, I'm going to tell it to pick up these. Where's it sending it to? Let me see. Do I shift click an item? That's an interesting thing. Did it just delete those items? What was that doing? Maybe I need a Sorin box. I've never used this collector before. Let me see. I just didn't want to waste it, because I have this item collector, and it is from, I think, Just Dire Things. No, it's from Item Collectors. Now, this one has a range. You can actually show it, and I can move it. As you can see, I can adjust the box. I want to move it. I do not want to move it that direction, I'll tell you that. Oh, no, I'm changing the size. Huh. So, I don't know. I don't really like this collector. Let's see. I like this collector, but it doesn't seem... Let's take a look at the quest book and see what it says. Let's see. We've got quest reward. We might just end up having to use Zycraft. There we go. All right, what does it say for the collector here? Works as a very cheap absorption hopper. It will pick up all items within a 3x3 radius and put it into the inventory below or its own. Oh, okay, so it was actually already doing everything it was... I know where it was going. So here's the trick. Everything was actually already being sent using the sender module. Let me show you where it was going. Now, this is a wireless sender module, because it's sender module level 2. This is made with a piston and a blank module to get a sender 1. Then you just add one interpearl to it. And if you look, it gets a max range of 48, the base range of 24. I've upgraded it with a little bit of range to give it a little bit more distance. And it was sending it all the way over here, and there they are. So it was sending it somewhere where I can find it. Pretty cool, right? So all the items were being sent to this little drawer. Actually, it was being sent to here, and then from here into there. It was just doing it so fast, couldn't even see it. And that's what we want. That's not going to be the permanent location of, yeah, well, actually, it might be a permanent location, but it's going to look better than that eventually. Just like this is starting to look a little better. Remember, this is very early game. You can do this, I'd say the first day you set it up. You probably can do it in the second or third day of playing the game. Just depends on how much time you're going to devote to it. So this one right here, we have the placer, and this is experiencing the thing I was telling you about. So this is going to now need to have a detection module, or having a logic put on it to stop it from breaking this right away. And that's actually not a problem. I can make that happen. And it's simple as just changing this from continuous click. I'm sorry, not continuous click. Let's see, we should be able to set it for redstone signal activation. Well, let's wait on that. How about, yeah, we'll wait on that part. I'll show that in another video. I want to make sure I got this done right. So the saw is in there, it's working. Let's take the saw out. I mean, you could control it by just pulling the saw out and putting the saw back in. But you get the basic idea. It's going to grow a tree. It's going to vacuum it into here. And this sender is sent to send everything that it picks up. Well, I don't want it to. I only want it to send these drops. And you can just specify the types of drops you want it to send, up to, it looks like 9, but it actually can be upgraded too. You can add filters, etc. You don't have to use this sender. This is just what I'm using. And you don't need the polar either, because the polar was, well, wasn't doing anything. It was already being done by this really cool collector. Actually, yeah. Now, if you want the next level of sender, so you want it to send Mark III, you're going to need some endstone and an ender chest. And that's going to allow you to send to multiple locations. We're not doing that yet. This is taking a minute. And you don't have to use the planter. You could also use another router with player activation tick in it, make it do what it's supposed to be doing right now. But we're going to tell this to only collect up. Actually, no, we're going to just have it collect the whole thing. And I want it to send, I only want it to send these things away. Okay, that's going to leave in the buffer the saplings. So what are we going to do? We're going to make another sender. Okay, we're going to make a sender Mark II. And then with this Mark II, we're going to tell it to go back here. Place that inside. Hit the C button here. And we're going to tell it to send whitelist saplings. This one, C, whitelist logs. Okay, well, logs and currents. So now the currents get sent away. It takes a second for it to do it, which we can speed that up. Like this. And now you can see them getting sent over here and filling up this buffer. Make sense? Pretty neat. I think it's really good. Now all I have to do is, oops, let's send that away. Okay, cool. I think it's pretty cool. Let's see how much time we got. All right, so the rest of this video is me doing the stuff that you probably either don't care about or you figured out a way to fix already, but this is how I am doing my tree farm. And I could place this anywhere in the world and it would work just the same. The issues are going to be well, running into other trees that you placed too close. Look at that. And I don't believe that it matters what tree you plant, but remember, whatever tree you plant, you're going to want to change your senders on the router. Right now, I'm just worried about oak because I need a lot of oak. But we could set this up for any tree we want, or we could even change it to any type of tree you want. And it doesn't have to be logs. It just seems to work with logs. You don't even need power. I was trying to use power. Now Direwolf has a user that uses power that supposedly works. I don't need it. So that's it. Now, once again, let's go ahead and put the saw in there. We may need sticks too, because I think sticks are also a drop. And it ran out of saplings. It'll run infinitely because of the saplings. Now I'm going to tell it to stop placing for a minute. And it should fill up the saplings. Alright, so I want to check and see. It does use some of the durability, but not a lot. Now, we want this to only work we could actually speed this up, huh? That's going to break a lot faster. Oh yeah, here's some more items to pick up. And this is the range on this is not quite what I would want. So on this one, we're going to add these berries. And we're going to add sticks as well, because that might end up being a thing. I wasn't expecting all of this stuff. Now, you could make it so that these go into a trash can, but I don't have a lot of these items, so there's no reason not to just go ahead and start collecting some. All right, we want this to only function under a certain condition. So let's see, this is a range offset, so you can tell it to break in a different area. We're gonna want it to work really fast though. So we hit save on that, it'll now function super fast. Let's see. I'm gonna put that sword away, I don't need it. What? Oh, is it still dropping? Yeah. I still haven't quite figured out a way to fixing the tree explosion thing. Direwolf has a axe made of some kind of ferrocore or something. And I guess that's what the mod pack authors kind of want you to use. So I guess if you really wanted to go into dire stuff, you could do that. There's the axe. Probably a quest. Yeah, they want you to use it. Yeah. So the axe, you shift right click. You can see it has an inventory. Let's see. It needs an upgrade. In order for you to do that, it's got a leaf breaker and a tree feller. Okay, so there it is. Requires 2 diamonds in this and 4 more ferrocore. So it kind of forces you to use that when the saw blade works just fine. And it works on bigger trees as well. Doesn't require. Man, I'm really tempted to use that. Yeah, I'm gonna use the vacuum upgrade. So here we go. This is for those that have an ender eye. I'm done messing around. The range on this is so much better than this vacuum collector for Zycraft. Don't get me wrong, it's fine, and it's got a filter on it. That's even better. But yeah, vacuum any. And you just say all. The range on it's 6x6 base. Then you can just make it larger by typing in range upgrade. Hits the C button so you can configure it. It now is 8x8x8. So pretty cool. Already farther. C. There. Now everything should go away. Yeah. And if you wanted the range to be even farther, you could, but if I need more than that, I will. And you could set up block breakers to destroy the leaves if you wanted. You could do all kinds of stuff with that, but that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to do this efficiently as I possibly can. All right, let's take the saw blade out. Let's see how fast this thing will break, and if we're going to collect everything up. Oh, oops. Put the saw blade in. Should be really fast. Pretty fast. And then this thing's going to work. Oh, apples weren't on the list. I should have thought about that. And I don't like how fast that is. I don't like having entities laying around. So let's do a speed upgrade. Those are right here. And you can also create a stack upgrade as well if you wanted to. Put that in here. Holds up to 9, so we're not at full speed, but that's pretty quick. All right. So let's see. I would say it would be interesting if I wonder if I should go ahead and make a variable card that tells this to produce a redstone signal to turn it on and off, or to recognize when this is empty in the buffer, then insert the sword or insert the saw, take it out, put it in, that kind of thing. What do you think? Ooh, I wonder if that's gonna work. It's still not working fast enough for me. So let's go stack. Stack upgrade. Not very difficult to make. Paper, lapis, boom, boom. Any bricks or stone will work. Stack upgrade. So now it's going to send a stack at this speed. And I like to put them in an order that allow them to function in. And that's it. So let's try that again. It finished already. Sweet. Now, let's say we don't have enough room in this buffer for all the saplings because it's going to fill up. I think it will. So let's go ahead and make another chest. With some of the logs we got now. Oh yeah, we don't have any of those logs. But we did collect a few earlier. And we're going to have so many logs later, it's not even going to be funny. Basic simple chests. Too easy. This time the sender is going to go here. And we made a puller earlier. Is this the best? No, probably not. But we're going to tell it to pull. With routers, the face has the weird circly things on them, like this weird red thing. So whenever you're trying to figure out where the face is, you're going to tell it to pull. to the right, from the right. So that's here. So anything in here will then get pulled into the buffer. Too easy. And then once that grows, you'll be able to get it to work again. Done. All right. And we completed some more quests while we did that. So a little bit of integrated dynamics, some routers, some silent gear, and you've got yourself a... Okay, I was going to say a tree farm that's not working. It's going to be weird until I can figure out how to get the solve to work a little better. But yeah, there you go. Looks like some of this stuff has escaped. Not that bad, though. Not that bad at all. All right, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. I wanted to just make that about this basic, simple tree farm. I'll tell you what, I'll come back in the next episode and set up a redstone system to stop it, get it to run again, that kind of thing. Or I will just simply make it so that it pulls this out and sticks it back in. Maybe a sensor, something to that effect. Okay. Empties it out, clears the area. Looks like it it was going so fast that it almost broke the sapling. I hope that doesn't cause a glitch. Oh, yeah, we're up to 19. These will end up going into it as well. It's not fast. Well, it can be. It just depends on how many upgrades you put into it. Like these can go up to quite a few. All right, everybody. This is Souls44. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. I get another glitch. I am now visible again. Weirdly. That's cool. Don't mind. Take care. Bye-bye. Till next time.